So I'm in the Saumur Tank Museum, and this is the First World War exhibit. There's a tour going on behind me, which is all the noise is, so I'm going to move off a bit so I don't get drowned out. I must admit I'm not really up on First World War armour, and I know there are many that are, so forgive me. Just taking a look what the signs say on this. Canon 37mm Marine, and this is this is a Renault FT Char Ligueur. Right, so what we're going to see here is something very, very familiar with the stuff in the French 1940 section of the museum. So we repeatedly see this design where the tanks have been designed with two crew. The commander is also the gunner and a driver. Critically flawed from the beginning, that, because how can you command a tank when you're firing the guns? But this is something you see all the way through to the Second World War, even up to the great big Char Bs. That said, they've got some really cool stuff here, the French. This is the Schneider. Taking a little closer look at this, some interesting features. So obviously with the British tanks, we had the male and the female. The males would be the gun tanks, so they would have cannons, like this little fella has. And the female version of our tanks would have the machine guns, like this little fella has. So this is kind of a mix between a male and a female of the tank world. Interestingly, have a look at this plough at the front. Really clever idea, and the shape of the bow for going through barbed wire, knocking out obstacles. Really cool. This is a little tank gun. Right, now this beast, this is fantastic. I saw this at Bobby. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before they brought this over. I can't remember the name either, apologise, but it really is an amazing feat of engineering when you look at it. It's just a big slab of metal. It's just a huge, great big beast with a really funky kind of colour scheme as well. Again, in common with the Schneider, you can see the front of the tank is made for assaulting. It's made for smashing through obstacles. It basically looks like it's on a tractor chassis. Not sure that's the best in the world. And then this is one of the really cool things about this tank. Have a look at this. I'll get the camera under it. You see those? Those are two little barrels. The idea is if it's going up an earth embankment, the barrels will turn so it doesn't get stuck. We'll have a little look inside. Whopping great big gun. You can't see too much, unfortunately. I kind of barred some of it off. But just in common with all of those First World War tanks, or any tanks really, it's just horrible. You can't imagine that when the engine's going. It's fogged up with exhaust, the stink of oil. However many men crew it is. Oh, I've just found the name, I apologise. This is the St. Chard Chamond. My French isn't too good. So just having a little look along the side of it, a really funky colour scheme they've given it. I really like it. Fleur d'amour, flower of love, maybe. Again, if I remember rightly, this was just built on what was essentially a tractor chassis. I'll go around the back of the vehicle, and again, if I can get to it, yeah, look, there's that barrel. So if it's getting stuck, that barrel will just kind of move it along, quite clever. And we have a look in there, we can see part of the engine. Saint Chamond. Amazing. We've got a World War I ambulance here with nurses and a casualty in the back. Must have been very, very grim being wounded or being in medicine in the First World War, because obviously that's pre-penicillin. If I understand it right, we only started using penicillin quite late into the Second World War. This is one of the little FT tanks on the back of a transporter, which is kind of cool. There you go. And this is like an old truck and a tractor. So that's a whistle-stop tour of the French First World War gallery. And as I say, it's just amazing to look at the similarities between these First World War FT tanks and what they were using when they were invaded back in the early Second World War. Anyway, cheers. And I do love that, that's fantastic.